So yeah, another video vlog with me starting by running around the camera after having set it off because I still can't work out how to make the video editing stuff work on my computer. It says some driver's missing, I installed the driver and it still won't work. So, who knows. Anyway, just a bit of a random video vlog today about nothing in particular, I guess, just because kind of a bit bored. I haven't made one for a while. I'm procrastinating from revision for my French linguistics exam, which is tomorrow. And you people in the general fashion blogging / YouTube community seem to quite enjoy my slightly rambly style of video blogging, so I thought I'd give one a go. As you can see, I look a bit like, well, I look like crap today, but it is a Sunday and I don't bother getting dressed properly. I'm just going to stay in and revise and stuff. So I'm wearing a t-shirt by, I got when we went to see a band called Jack and the Wild Horses at a little bar thing, pubby bar thing. Well, they don't really have pubs in France, so bar, but it looked a bit like a kind of small English pub thing. They're a Swedish band, not the same Swedish band I blogged about the other day, who are Shout Out Louds. Yeah, there seems to have been quite a lot of like Swedish stuff going down recently while I've been in Lyon. I don't know whether this is coincidence or I've also been friends with this lovely Swedish girl called Emma while I've been here, so she's kind of introduced something Swedish, but it seems like everything is Scandinavian at the moment. Anyway, and then like a scruffy pair of jeans, which are baggy and don't really fit properly, but they're comfortable, and they're left over from my uniform from when I worked at Jack Will's last Christmas, so there we go. What I was going to start off with is, I read a post on couture and crumpets and couture, I can't remember which way around it is anyway, and the girl that writes it, Danny Kate, she was writing a blog about like her name and how people never say it right, or spell it right and things like that, and it got me thinking that actually a lot of you might not know how to pronounce my name, because it isn't very common. So it's pronounced Fritha, so F-R-I-T-H-A, Fritha. A lot of people seem to pronounce it wrong. I don't really see how, because I don't think it's that difficult to like pronounce. I think, you know, say it as you see it, but I suppose it's unusual. It isn't from anywhere particularly exotic or anything like that. I don't have any kind of foreign in me at all. It's Anglo-Saxon, but Old English, same as my surname, which is Stettard. Yeah, not really very big with the internet anonymity. Everyone knows who I am anyway. It's pretty easy to find my name on stuff. So yeah, Old English name, Fritha. I'm having, yeah, problems with it here in France because obviously they don't have the th sound in France. They pronounce it just like a T. So I either end up being called like Frita or Frisa, because they sometimes like try and make the sound but it doesn't really work properly, or just look really blank and ask me to repeat it several times and just give up in the end. So yeah, mind you, a lot of people struggle in England anyway, so I'm kind of used to it by now. It does annoy me when people sort of don't even have a go and just laugh and like make up something stupid like flipper or something like that, which it quite blatantly isn't. And then one teacher once asked me, who's a supply teacher and a bit of a dick, was like, oh, were your parents drunk when they named you? That pisses me off, because I don't think it's very nice to be horrible about people's names. So anyway, bit of a rant there, but yeah. So there we go, Fritha, now you know how to pronounce it. Louise is my middle name, so that's my internet name, Fritha Louise. Oh yeah, one thing that does annoy me is like when I get emails of like PR people or press people like sending me information and things like that, they always start their emails, it seems, with "Hello Louise," and I think like, where have you got that from? Because nowhere on my blog or anything is any post signed off with just Louise. It's kind of annoying, like Fritha isn't like a word that you'd recognise and discount, like Mrs. or anything like that, so I don't see how people can see it and just think, oh, that's not a real word, we'll just ignore that. It's quite obviously my name, so if any PR people are watching, if you do email me and just say "Hi Louise" at the start of your email, it automatically gets deleted. So just a little heads up there. Second thing I wanted to to talk about was, I just thought I'd explain a little bit more about me being in France, because some people might have missed it or not even realised that I am in France at the moment. I'm in my third year of university now, and my degree is French and German. So in your third year, it's a compulsory year abroad where they send you off and you either study for a year or you help out in a school as a teaching assistant to teach the children English and generally help out in class and things like that. Because I'm doing French and German, I have to split the year, so I can't go into a school because it would just be too disruptive for the kids and stuff if their language assistants are only there for half of the year. So I am studying. At the moment I'm at Lyon 2, which is one of the several universities in Lyon. And yeah, Lyon is in the southeast-ish area of France, if you didn't know. It's the second largest city, and it's the French capital of gastronomy, which means there's lots and lots of lovely patisseries, boulangeries, things like that all around. Loads of amazing restaurants and things. Unfortunately, can't really afford to be eating out all the time, as, you know, I am a student, but still. Yeah, so I've been here since the start of September. I've got another 6 weeks until Christmas, and then I'm only back 2 weeks after Christmas, and then that's me done with France. Which is pretty scary because unfortunately I don't feel that my language is improving as much as I'd hoped. It's actually quite difficult to interact with French speakers when you're here, or actual French people, because a lot of the time they don't want to know you because you're just like weird foreign people here. It's so much easier to just like cling on to people who speak your own language, and even when you try and not do that, there's so many English people here. There's like thousands and thousands of Canadians, it would seem, loads of Australians, loads of Irish people, so everyone speaks English, and it seems a bit silly sometimes to try and speak French with people who speak your own language, although I do try with a few people. And a lot of the French people as well, either you try and speak French to them and they can tell you're English, and because their English is so good they want to talk to you in English, and it's really difficult sometimes to carry on speaking French when like people want to speak to you in English, because it's a lot quicker for them to talk to you in English if you can't express yourself very quickly. I'm not bad at French, I'm quite good by now because I have been studying it for quite a few years now, but I lack the confidence to speak quickly enough and to be confident enough so it sounds like I know what I'm talking about. So yeah, you get a lot of people speaking to you in English quite a lot of the time. As well, also there's this idea amongst the French people that like you'll know English people speak any other languages other than English, so when you do try and speak French they just kind of don't listen and try and speak in English, even if their English is quite poor, and then it makes things difficult and you think it would be so much easier if you just let me speak in French, it would be so much quicker, but no. So it is a bit of a struggle. So I only really talk to like one actual French person. Fortunately, some of the English people I'm friends with, two of them are have dual nationality, and one girl has like lived in France for like years and years and years, so she is really good. And then Emma, the Swedish girl, is like bilingual trilingual, because she speaks perfect English but perfect French as well. So I speak to him a little bit, but I really need to put more effort in now because I've only got 6 weeks left. Might have to, you know, like come back in the summer or something. Anyway, so yeah, I'm only in France till sort of mid-January, and then after that I'm going to Vienna for the German half of my year abroad, which I'm really excited about because I absolutely love Vienna. I've been there a couple of times before. It's an absolutely gorgeous city, really interesting, and I've got friends over there who are a family, so I have a bit more of a support system there, which will be better. Especially as my German is nowhere near as strong as my French, so it needs a lot more work. So having a sort of like a load of friends there who are a family, that would be good. I'll be more relaxed with them and sort of able to try and speak German. So that would be quite good, but I am really nervous about that. Term starts on the 1st of March, because the terms start slightly later in Austria than they do in the rest of Europe, really. So I've got February to play with, so I'm hoping to get over there before term starts. Hopefully stay with some friends or find somewhere to live for a while to sort of get a couple of extra weeks of German speaking time, and hopefully that will all go quite well. Class is not going too badly, though, even if like I'm not speaking too much French. A lot of my classes are quite interesting, but it's starting to get into kind of exam time now, and I've got this exam tomorrow which I'm really nervous about because linguistics is so difficult. I'm doing syntax and I don't think I'd understand it if it was in English, never mind with French, and it just making my brain go crazy, and it's just totally mental really. So that's that. So yeah, basically I hope that's explained a little bit more about why I'm in France and just generally what's going on while I'm in France. The scheme one is called Erasmus, so, and it's like the European, it's the relationships between the unis. Each university has different links with different universities, partner universities in Europe, so I had a choice of like 9 different universities in France I could go to, and there were 3 in Germany, and then University of Vienna that I'm going to choose from. But like my friends who are at the universities, like I've got a friend who's at UCL and she's in Avignon, whereas that wasn't a choice for me. So the Erasmus thing is like the organisation which controls the links between all the universities. Because I'm on Erasmus, I get a nice grant off them, which is good, so I can afford to live this year. And also there's quite a good thing called CAF, which is where the French government is paying half my rent, which is jolly nice of them, and I didn't realise that was going to happen. So that's a little bit of extra money to save for next year. So yeah, if you see me talking about Erasmus, that's just what it means. It's the sort of university exchange thing, and it's also good because you don't have to pay fees. Even though fees in France are so much cheaper, it's only like €300 a year or something like that, as opposed to £3,000 a year in England. But it's really good. It means I don't have to pay any university fees when I'm here. So. And I don't have to pay any university fees to King's either, where I am in England, so it's a cheaper year this year than other years. Yeah, and if you see me talking about my residence, it's not me using strange language to talk about where I live. It's I'm staying in a résidence universitaire, which is like halls, but they call it the residence, and it just seems a bit weird calling it halls. So I'm in like a studio flat, but which makes it sound better than it is. It's sort of basically a big room with 2 hob ring things, no oven, no microwave, nothing like that, and a fridge, and a really crappy sink. So it's not amazing, but I do have my own little bathroom and stuff like that. So, and it's a lot better than the other rooms here, which aren't the studios, which are just the normal ones because they're tiny. It's just like a bed and then a tiny little walkway, a cupboard, and that's it. And they have to share a kitchen which is like only twice the size of my little kitchenette that I've got in my room for 24 people, which is kind of ridiculous. So I'm glad I'm in this one. Even if it is a little bit dull. Yeah, it leaves a little to be desired, but oh well. Yeah, so I'm going to stop rambling now because this video is probably too long, and hopefully I won't have any problems getting it up on YouTube because I have recently. If you've got any questions, just as usual, comment on the blog, comment on YouTube, and I'll speak to you all soon about something a little bit more concrete and a little bit more to do with the blog soon. Okay.